Okay, I'm back. I'm getting a bit emotional. So put this down. Oh man, my tongue. Oh, I think I just broke a rib. I just hurt myself. I work for that company, Dawson's Engineerimg, and sorry. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of shit about Dawson's Engineerimg. It's a labour hire company here in Queensland. Let me recover. Come on, get it together. Okay. I've heard a lot of people say a lot of shit about Dawson's Engineerimg, and from my experience I can say that if you've gotten on the wrong side of Dawson's Engineerimg, it's your fault. Because if you do the right thing by them, they will do the right thing by you. And when I needed help, I don't normally tear up like this, but when I needed help, they came to the party. You know, just before the cyclone, I called them and I said, listen, if you want me to go to work, you're going to have to get me out of here into Townsville because I'm going to get cut off. They did that. They put me up for 3 days in a hotel. It's not a motel, a hotel. Pretty much 4-star hotel for 3 nights. They didn't have to do that. They could have said, nah, look, you know, we'll just get someone else. But no. So, I don't know how much that would have cost them. It would have cost them a fair bit. And then, when I had another occurrence of, I'm not going to talk about the details, but my own fault, I screwed up, and they backed me. And they said, listen, we aren't going to kick you while you're down. Your town's in flood. We'll do the right thing. We'll find some work for you. And they did. And so today's Sunday. Tomorrow I was supposed to be at home, and I told this police officer that I was going to be at home, definitely, for him to come out and check my firearms, because weapons licensing requires that every so often people, it's essentially about security, firearm security. He came here a couple of days ago and I said, oh man, you know, I'm in a bit of a shit situation. He couldn't, you know what? People say a lot of shit about police officers, but I can tell you right now that the police officers here in the town where I live, they're good people. And he said, look, you know, you're obviously in a bit of a shit situation. When can I come back? And I said, oh, Monday. I'll definitely be here Monday, because I wasn't supposed to be going to work. And I made that promise to him. I don't like breaking promises, okay? I do not like breaking promises at all. It's 100% against my, you know, against my just being. I'm still tearing up. I had Bridget from Dawson's ring me. She rang me earlier, and actually she texted me and said, oh, can you go to such and such site and on Monday? And I said, yeah, please, yeah, for sure. And then I realised, oh God, I made this appointment with this police officer. And I rang her and I said, listen, I can't do it. I've got this police officer coming to check my firearms. And she said, oh, all right, I understand. Then, you know, not long ago, about an hour ago, she rang me and she said, listen, is there any way that you could defer this weapons licensing appointment, because I've got no one else to go there. And so what she's going to do is that she's going to ring or get in contact with that police station and notify them of the desperation that she has to get me out there and break that appointment for the weapons licensing check. So tearing up. Oh, fuck. A great man, crying. This is essentially a thank you video and a review. I'll do the review after I've recovered. Thank you, Sharon Dawson. Thank you, Damien Gigetti. Thank you, Bridget Locke. Thank you, Rachel at Mount Isa. Who else? Ryan Senvik. So I have to, a huge thank you to Ryan Senvik. I love you, man. I love you. I really do. I love you all. I love Ryan Senvik. You're a superhuman being. I love Bridget Locke. You're an excellent human being. I love Rachel at Mount Isa. You're a superhuman being. I love Damien Gigenti. You're a superhuman being. And I love, you know, Sharon Dawson. You're a superhuman being. I love all of you because you filled my heart with hope, and it's sort of when you're in a desperate situation and a catastrophic situation, because we had the biggest flood, you know, since 1927, my understanding. I don't know how big the 1927 flood was. It was big, but this flood that we had was huge. Oh man, I'm still tearing up. I can't believe it. So, all those people, a huge thank you. A huge thank you to Dawson's Engineering. I can't say enough. I can't say enough. But anyway, thank you all. Thank you all. You're all wonderful human beings, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. So I'm going to do a review. So when the bridge over Olera Creek was repaired to the point where they were letting civilians through instead of emergency vehicles, I begged to come home because, you know, I wanted to come home. And thankfully it turned out perfect. The individual who was supposed to be doing the job that I was doing was allowed to do the job that he was supposed to do for medical reasons, you know. And so I came home. I was that much underwater. So my generator, which I have, you know, I'll be honest, I have not started that thing since I purchased it, which, well, I never started it. The guy who sold it to me at the local shop here in town, he started it. He put the oil in, he started it, showed me that it worked fine, and then I never touched it. So it's probably about 4 years. It was just sitting around for 4 years, right? I come home, that much underwater, And I came home at like 10 p.m. at night. So it was like, oh yeah, it was stinking hot. I don't have aircon. I know people are saying, how in God's name can you have not aircon? Can you not have aircon in the wet tropics where it's stinking hot? And it was stinking hot and humid. So, but I do have a pedestal fan that I have blowing on me, and it does the job. And I couldn't even turn that on because I had no power. So I pulled the generator out, and actually out in my backyard there was a 10-litre fuel jerry that had managed to land itself in the middle of my backyard, and I dragged it in, and so that fuel was like 5-6 years old, easy. I'd even forgotten about it. I didn't even realise that I had it. This generator, you know, I opened the lid on the fuel jerry, and it just smelt like fuel. Perfect. I put it in that generator, I started it up, and it never missed a beat. For 2 weeks straight, I ran on that generator. Alright, for 2 weeks straight. I've only had power for like 3 days now. What's today? Today's Saturday, Friday, Thursday. I got power Thursday. So for the last 3 days I've had power. Prior to that, I pretty much had almost 2 weeks of running on a generator. And this generator is a beast. So if you need a generator for camping or emergencies, my situation was emergency, this is the one to get. Okay? It's still full of fuel, so I haven't emptied it out. It's a Honda. It's an EU22i. It's an inverter. So I haven't run it for a few days. Let's see if it'll start. Not even choked. Didn't even choke it. I did not even have to choke that thing. If you need a generator for emergency's sake or going out camping, get a Honda EU22, sorry. What is it? EU22i. You saw that. I'm not bullshitting. I haven't started that previously, just to warm it up or whatever. I haven't started that for 3 days. And that's no choke. There you go. Honda. Mr. Honda, thank you very much. So I did want to do a review. I wasn't going to do a review of that until later on, but I've got to go to work tomorrow morning because Bridget rang me and she begged me and she said, is there any way that you can defer that weapons licensing check? And I said, are you serious? I don't even know who to contact at this time, like 5 p.m. And I said, look, can you get a hold of the police station, local police station, and just notify them of the situation, because I don't want the guy to turn up here and go, hang on a minute, he said he was going to be here and he's not. What's going on? All right, because firearms owned in Australia, we are the most law-abiding citizens that there is. We have to be, right? We have to be. One little infraction and they take your weapons license away. If you lose your driver's license, there is a very good likelihood that they will take your firearms license away, because there is a clause in the weapons licensing paperwork, and what it says is that to have a firearms license in Australia, you have to be a fit and proper person. I mean, how rubber is that? A fit and proper person. What I consider to be a fit and proper person may not be what you consider to be a fit and proper person. Okay? It's such a, it's such a vague term. How do you define that? I ask anyone to define that. So that, you know, the police firearms licensing can use that against you and say, we do not consider you a fit and proper person because you did this or you did that, you lost your driver's license, so you're not a fit and proper person. If you can't hold on to your driver's license, you're not a fit and proper person. You know, I'm not going to debate yeah. I'm not going to debate that. That's up to them. But I try to be as law-abiding as possible. I do not speed at all. Okay? At all. I typically drive at 95 or 98 kilometres an hour in a 100 kilometre zone. And a lot of people get pissed off. They sit behind me and you can see them, they're tailgating me and they're pissed off. You can see them gesticulating. It's like, dude, you know, do you seriously think you're going to get there any quicker? With a few miles an hour quicker? And yeah, so I don't speed at all. But anyway, so I wasn't going to make this video, but because I have to go to work tomorrow morning, you know, totally unscheduled and unexpected, I wanted to make this video. And I just wanted to thank, fuck, I'm tearing up again. I just wanted to thank Ryan Sandvik, stood by me, my supervisor. Yeah, Sharon Dawson, Damien Gigenti, Bridget Locke, Rachel, I can't remember your surname, at Mount Isa. You guys, and Jason Lees, yeah, you stood by me and you did the right thing by me. And yeah, I'm going to end it there because I'm going to start properly crying in a second. So, until then, see you later.